mistake, it's easy to jump on them. It's easy to go, gotcha. But it's harder. It's harder to step back and say, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I remember saying to someone once when they made a mistake, if I were perfect and never made a mistake, I'd be really angry at you right now. But why don't we sit down and work this out? Because then our relationship will remain intact, will remain whole. The passage continues and tells us to be submissive. Now, the submissive person is someone who is not rigid. I'm right and the heck with you. I'm right and whatever you're thinking is wrong. The person who is submissive is a person who is willing to listen. Believe it or not, God does function, does work, does give His wisdom to people other than us. And we need to listen to how God speaks through other people. The person who is submissive is also skilled in knowing when it is wise to yield. We don't always have to stand firm and tough. Do you know it's okay to say, whoa, you're right. Maybe that's what we need to do. The person who is submissive. Next, we are told to be full of mercy. Now, in Christian thought, it means mercy for the person who is in trouble, even if the trouble is their own fault. Christian compassion is the reflection of God's compassion that went out to people, not only when they were suffering unjustly, but His compassion that went out to those who were suffering through their own fault. Many of us have used or thought the words that say, there, but for the grace of God, go I. Many of us have used those thoughts when we have seen a street person sitting on the sidewalk asking for money or huddled in the corner of a building trying to keep warm. But then, we pass by and we go on without much thought. Just like the priest and the Levite in the story of the Good Samaritan. But you see, the person who is full of mercy realizes that he or she is totally undeserving of God's grace. Realizes that there is no reason that God should forgive them, let alone make them His child, make them a king's kid. There are many people who sing Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me, and yet in their minds are going, wretch? You got to be kidding. I'm not all that bad. As a matter of fact, I'm as good as a whole bunch of other people. If you really want to know the truth, I'm better than a lot. But here's the point. God does not compare us with anybody else. He just compares us to who He created us to be. Listen to these words from Psalm 139. Thank you. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. It is amazing to think about. Your workmanship, O God, is marvelous. And how well I know it. The person who is full of mercy realizes exactly how far they fall short of that person. There's also an emotional component in which the person full of mercy feels emotional anguish for any person they come across who is in trouble. They cannot walk by them without their hearts, in a sense, being broken. Just like the Good Samaritan. Do you remember that line? When the Good Samaritan came along, it says, but a Samaritan who was on a journey came upon him, the man who had been beaten. The priest had passed by. The Levite had passed by. And it says, and when he saw him, he felt compassion. His heart was broken for this man. To live the good life, God's style, is to live life with compassion for all those around us. Compassion stirs our emotions. Compassion gives us a sense of purpose. And compassion pinches us to see if we're really alive. And it is compassion that drives us into anger to change the action, to change the wrongs and alleviate suffering. We are to be full of mercy, which issues forth in good fruit. The scriptures make it clear and state it straightforward. The person who is full of mercy, compassion, does something about the situation. Mercy produces action. Compassion issues forth in practical help. Compassion, acted on, makes us feel alive. And it helps us to experience the good life. You see, the good life that we were created to live is not a well-driven ball and a cool one at the refreshment cart. Now that may be enjoyable and that's okay, but that's not what life is about. Reading a book or sunbathing on a beach or taking a cruise, there's nothing wrong with these things. And you know, at times we need them. We need them for recreation and recharging. But a life that is only filled with these things is a wasted life. God created us for so much more. Here's a little experiment for you. Next time you're in line at Timmy's, how many people go to Timmy's? How many people aren't admitting it? The next time you're in line at Timmy's, before you get up to buy your coffee, chat with the person behind you. And when they say, well, you know, I've just come in for a large coffee, when you get up there, pay for their coffee. And just take an emotional check. And see what it does for you, let alone what it may do for them. But you know, don't stop there. The next time you're in the grocery store and you see a mom with 3 children, 3 in her arms and the bags, you know, carrying them to the car, go over and say, may I help you? And then step back and take an emotional check. But don't stop there. The next time you see a neighbor struggling to do something, offer a hand. And then step back and take an emotional check. But don't stop there. Look for a chance to volunteer. To volunteer at a food bank or a shelter or somewhere else that you can give yourself away and you can offer people compassion. Look for a need that tugs at your heart and then fill it. It will make you feel alive and you will be participating in the good life, God's style. But friends, if you do this, you're going to be bucking the trend. The trend today seems to eat, drink, and be merry, and tomorrow, well, you know, you may die. The trend seems to be relax, be happy, and look after number one. The trend, especially among baby boomers today, is I've put my time in,